Vandana Mohit, Shanti Budram, Eli Sakur, Kenwin Philip, Sean Sobers, led by political leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar from Kanhai Presbyterian Primary. This is Star Team United. One team, one leader, one leader.
Thank you very much. First of all, let me introduce my co-host, Ms. Alima Ali, the counselor for 5th Company. Let's hear it for Alima Ali.
Good night, everyone.
And I will also be the host for this evening in terms of my name, Joseph Laurent, the electoral district of Muruga. Let me first of all welcome you to the Kanhai Presbyterian School. Let's hear a lusty round of applause. Most importantly for you all who don't know, this school was built by the United National Congress under the then Member of Parliament from Muruga Tableland, Mr. Clifton Dikoto. As we move on to our first speaker, MP Dave Tancoo is a Member of Parliament for Urupuch West. He is a former General Secretary of the United National Congress from 2012 to 2020 and served as Chairman from 2020 to present. He is a former Chief Economist to the Leader of the Opposition. MP Tancoo is a qualified Senior Economist and is qualified Attorney at Law. Let's hear it for MP Tancoo.
Look at the stars, look how they shine for you.
Thank you very much, Joseph. Thank you very much. Political Leader of United National Congress, the Honorable Kamla Persad-Bissessar. Parliamentary colleagues, local government members, fellow candidates of the STAR team, my brothers and sisters all. Good night. My name is Dave Tancoo, and I stand here as your candidate for the STAR team as chairman. The Srimad Bhagavad Gita says, strive consistently and continuously to serve the welfare of the world. By devotion to selfless work, one attains the supreme goal of life. Do your work always with the welfare of others in mind. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the core of what it means to be an effective party manager and administrator on the UNC's National Executive. And it is something that the STAR team understands exceptionally well. We do not fight for personal ambition, self-aggrandizement, ego, or one-upmanship. We do not fight because we are totem, because we did not get a position in some place or the other. We do not pursue the scorched earth, victory at all cost route. We fight to defend that which we love, our families, our homes, our country, and yes, our party. We fight to defend that which we, you and I and all of us have built together, ladies and gentlemen. We are proposed to serve Trinidad and Tobago via the United National Congress since our party's inception. I have been an active member of this organization since Club 88. My first set of duties included typing up notes for Mr. Pandey, stacking chairs for meetings, putting up posters, and canvassing support. I was present, ladies and gentlemen, as a hopeful youth on a rainy October day at the Arangwe Savannah in 1988, trudging through the mud, helping to pack up chairs following the launch of the greatest political movement this nation has ever seen. The United National Congress, ladies and gentlemen, your party. I have been blessed to be given the opportunity to perform almost every campaign role, from street captain to a coordinator on the national campaign team. I have served in opposition as an activist and as a chief economist to both Mr. Pandey and the Honorable Kamla Persad-Bissessar. I have served in the Pandey administration as an advisor to the Attorney General and later Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar. And in 2010 to 2015, I served as advisor to the Prime Minister on finance and the economy in the People's Partnership Government. There, ladies and gentlemen, I had the honor of sitting in cabinet and witnessing historic policies being made. I saw cabinet note number 1 of 2010 creating the Children's Life Fund. I saw VAT being removed from food. I saw school children receiving laptops. I saw serious crimes dropped to the lowest in decades. I saw roads and bridges, police stations, schools, social support, gate scholarships, and so much more. And ladies and gentlemen, that didn't happen by VAPs. That required vision, experience, commitment, knowledge, competence, sacrifice, hard work, and above all, a genuine love for people. It required leadership. That is your legacy. That is our legacy. That is the legacy of the Honorable Kamla Persad-Bissessar. You know, I do not believe for a second that my colleagues who are running against the STAR team truly understand this. That is why they are seeking to divide this country. Do those who are opposed to us truly understand that these are not just mere official titles? These are critical jobs and responsibilities. How can they know the work that must be done to prepare the party for local government elections and for general elections when they have deliberately absented themselves from that role? Do they have a clue of the tiniest but critically important details of party administration? Do they know what issues to engage the EBC on to ensure that elections are fair and free from fear? The answer to all of these questions is a resounding no. They know nothing about the party's administration because they refuse to get involved in the party's activities. Today they are telling you that they have a vision about building a new party headquarters. You know, they thief somebody's drawing from the internet, screenshot a photo, put a flag on it and say that is their vision. Everything about them is a sham, just like the PNM. But you see, that is the problem. They have no respect for party members. That is why they insult you. They say you lack integrity, that you are fanatics, that you are part of a cult, tribal voters, and they still feel after all that abuse that you will support them. They talk down to UNC members, but on June 15th, ladies and gentlemen, you will speak back to them with your finger. This one. You will talk back to them with your finger in a resounding victory for your star team. They don't know you. Where were they when you were building this party? They were comfortable, ladies and gentlemen, in their own spaces and in their own places. And you know how you know this, ladies and gentlemen? You know what the quality of these individuals are? Because they have been comfortable reciting PNM mantras from day one. This country is in the worst state it has ever been because of the PNM. And today they are proudly sharing videos of known PNM sympathizers endorsing them. That is where they reach, you know. When you have people who support the PNM also supporting the other side against you and I, you know your star team is fighting two gangs, the PNM A team and the PNM B team. We are fighting the PNM every day publicly and winning. The local government elections proved it. We got tens of thousands more votes than the PNM did, and we fought less seats. That was done by your star team leader. The same leader that they refused to work with, that they don't want to work with. During that local government election, they refused to work with you, refused to campaign with you, refused to support the UNC against the PNM because you see they hoped that the UNC would lose. But God is great, we won. Today the UNC is fighting 2 local government elections right around here. One right around the corner in Lengua Indian Walk and one in Quina Mon Diablo. Where are they? Nicole Gopal and Sarah Sukdev are UNC candidates. The slate opposed to us have been paying mics to pass up and down these same seats, but they will never say vote for UNC. They want to lead the UNC, but they refuse to support UNC candidates. They refuse to work with the candidates. They refuse to sponsor a tournament for the activists that have been walking and campaigning with these candidates. People have been missing there too. When we were fighting to defend the Auditor General, where were they? Missing in action. Last week we had the Standing Finance Committee. And mid-year review. All of them have ministries that they shadow. All of them. And instead of challenging the PNM, they sat down there in silence. So, they sat down like this. Like when you're in school and the teacher buff you. So, they only have mouth to repeat PNM propaganda of Hines, Rowley, and Imbert attacking you, the UNC. And while we are opposing the PNM, you know they are opposing we? We fighting the PNM and them fighting we? As much regard as I may have for them as UNC colleagues and fellow party members, ladies and gentlemen, we must put our families and our future first and vote for the only team with the requisite experience and knowledge, the star team. I have never been a member of any other political organization, and I have stayed true and faithful to the UNC in good times and in bad. The STAR team offers you our collective experience and track record of service, ladies and gentlemen. We have been there with you, foot to foot, hand to hand, building this party to a point where we are the most diverse representative party in the whole country. We are strong and they know that. We are ready for government and they know that. That is why they're becoming desperate. You know, there's one fella who fought the post of chairman 2 years ago and got relics. He spent the last 2 years saying the nastiest things on social media about you, UNC activists. Today, that fella, instead of begging you for forgiveness, this arrogant character expects you must swallow his insults, hold your nose, and vote for him. La 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 la. None of that. Like you, I acknowledge the great responsibility that being your chairman involves. I pledge not only to be the chairman you deserve, but also your dedicated partner and most loyal ally. You know me. I have always been available and I am always around. Over 3 decades of national service has taught me the most important wisdom comes from the good government, the good people of Trinidad and Tobago. And I am grateful to the UNC, faithful followers like yourselves and my colleagues who have taught me, who have enriched my knowledge and my experience, and who have brought me to the point and where I am today. And I offer myself once more, ladies and gentlemen, to you for service. I am again prepared to commit to fulfilling my duty, ladies and gentlemen. My thank you.
Barrackpore. Ladies and gentlemen, let's stand and welcome the best Prime Minister Barrackpore has ever seen, the best Prime Minister Trinidad and Tobago has ever seen, and the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Kamla Persad-Bissessar.
Look at the stars.
Barrackpore, let's give our political leader the best reception ever in Barrackpore. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Political Leader, the Honorable Kamla Persad-Bissessar, Madam Political Leader, rain or sun, the UNC is strong in Barrackpore. The numbers in Barrackpore is turned out in the thousands. Thank you, Barrackpore. Ladies and gentlemen, my role is to introduce a few of the winning candidates for the star team on June 15th. Come out and vote for the star team in Barrackpore. Let's whip them in Naparima. Our first winning candidate is our Tobago Regional Coordinator, Councillor Kenwin Phillip, the present chairman of the Sangre Grande Regional Corporation, serving as a councillor for Manzanilla Fishing Pond since 2016, having been elected 3 times, a former youth affairs officer and elections officer for the Komoto Manzanilla constituency, an executive with over 15 years of service to the United National Congress. Your next Tobago Regional Coordinator, Kenwin Phillip. Ladies and gentlemen, the next winning candidate will be our Northwest Regional Coordinator, Mr. Eli Zakur, a successful businessman with over 20 years of management experience, served on the board of directors of Udicot and then Swimcall. He has served as Northwest Regional Coordinator since 2017. Mr. Zakur holds a bachelor's, an MBA and a master's in law and is also a qualified commercial pilot. Your next Northwest Regional Coordinator, Mr. Eli Zakur. Ladies and gentlemen, the next winning candidate is our South Regional Coordinator, Councillor Shanti Budram, stalwart of the UNC, known for the Shanti Brigade, served as a local government councillor since 2010. The Vice Chairman of the Penal Debe Regional Corporation, serving as the South Coordinator since 2010, forming dozens and hundreds of party groups within the southern regions and party arms throughout South Trinidad. The best South Regional Coordinator and the next Coordinator for South, Shanti Budram. Ladies and gentlemen, as we move on, our next winning candidate will be Central Regional Coordinator, MP Vandana Mohit. Former local government councillor for Kunupia, the youngest mayor in our nation's history as mayor of Chaguanas. She is the outgoing education officer and shadow minister of social development in the House of Representatives. The young and dynamic member of parliament for Chaguanas East holds a Master's of Arts in Mass Communication, New Media Governance and Democracy from the University of Leicestershire. The Central Regional Coordinator, Vandana Mohit. Our next candidate, our next winning candidate is our research officer and former Senator, Sean Sobers, a brilliant young attorney who graduated from the University of London, practicing over a decade with a focus on civil and commercial litigation, a dynamic defender of our rights, who served as an opposition senator in the parliament, in the 11th parliament, outgoing policy and strategy officer. Your next research officer, former Senator Sean Silvers. And finally, our next party organizer, MP Barry Padarath. Before entering active politics, MP has served 4 years in foreign service. The Peppermouth MP in the parliament served Princess Song people and served as a central coordinator from 2022 to 2024. Shadow Minister for Public Utilities, holds a bachelor's in government and an IR, postgraduate degree in communications and diploma in law. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce the next party organizer and the next speaker for tonight.
'Cause you're a sky full of stars, 'cause you light up the path.
Political leader of the United National Congress and the best Prime Minister Trinidad and Tobago has ever had, the Honorable Kamla Persad-Bissessar. Parliamentary colleagues, colleagues joining us from the star slate of candidates, members of the local government fraternity, brothers and sisters, star team well-wishers all, are you here this evening? Now, when our political leader arrived, she stopped and she said to MP Saddam Hussein something he told her on Sunday. And she said, only rain stops cricket, nothing else. And we are out here in our hundreds and our numbers because the rain does not stop the United National Congress and our supporters. Brothers and sisters, We are the cusp of one of the most defining moments in our party's history. It is a singular moment in time when we would stand resolutely in defense of 35 years of fight against the injustice of the PNM. Those of us, the children of the UNC, who have worked our way up the ranks of this great party, understand what is at stake in this election. We have fought over the years to distinguish ourselves in academia and in professional excellence. From within the team, you have experienced engineers, you have lawyers, you have PhD doctors, chartered accountants, diplomats, social workers, and entrepreneurs. But what makes us a cut above the rest is our loyal and dedicated service to you, the rank and file of our great party. Tonight, I look across the audience, and we can call you by name, we can identify you by face, and we can recollect your contribution. Like you, we have stayed with this party through the incarnations of Team Unity. We have stayed with you through the COP. We have stayed with you despite the ILP. We have stayed with you despite hope. We have stayed with you despite the Patriotic Front, and even more to come. We have never lost the common touch. I started with Team Unity, leader. We have never lost the common touch to break bread with you, to walk with you, to celebrate with you, and even at times to endure pain and sorrow. Tonight I want to tell you that your strength and unity of purpose has taught me that votes are not won by sponsored hatchet job advertisements that mirror PNM narratives. You have taught me that votes are not won by vile personal attacks blasting from music trucks in front of your house. You have taught me that votes are not won by charlatans who only know you around election time but cannot find you in your time of need. You have taught me that votes are not won by colluding with the PNM for personal family favors of promotion and jobs. You have taught me that votes are not won by Facebook videos denying your PNM membership number 69761 under the name of Rushton VJ Parry. I have learned from you one of the greatest political lessons of all, which is once a PNM, always a PNM. You have taught me that votes are won by the love and support of our rank and file, by serving you and remain loyal to our cause for peace, bread, social justice, and equity. You know that we, the STAR team, have been your frontline soldiers fighting for the bread and butter issues that affect your homes and your pockets. I want you to throw your minds to something. When you look at your party today and you look at your frontline members, whether it's outside or inside of the parliament, you turn on your 7 o'clock news, you open your newspaper. Who are the frontline members fighting for you, this great party, against Rowley, Hines, Camille, Faris, Stewart? It is Dr. Moonilal in national security. It is MP Saddam Hussein on legal issues. It is MP Rabi Ratidram on the issue of agriculture. It is MP Arnold Ramos, sport and culture. It is MP Khadija Amin on local government. It is MP Dave Tancoo on the issue on finance and the economy. It is myself on the issue of water and electricity. We have told you what we stand for. Our policies and plans are not built on brick and mortar and fancy buildings. It is built on your desire for a better country. Brothers and sisters, some have said to you, it matters not where they sit, but where they stand. In local parlance, when they tell you to stand up, it is to run. Today they cannot tell you where they stand on stand your ground laws. They cannot tell you where they stand on laptops for children. They cannot tell you where they stand on legal firearms. They cannot tell you where they stand on eliminating higher water and electricity rates. We can tell you where we stand, and we stand with the United National Congress and Kamla Persad-Bissessar. We can tell you what we have been doing. We can tell you where we have been and which communities we have been strengthening for the United National Congress. From San Fernando West to Tunapuna to Grandi and even Mayaro. Brothers and sisters, many of us on the STAR team, often aided and abetted by our political leader. The strength, the wind beneath our wings. I often tell her, say, leader, you know, there are stories in this party you do not tell. But sometimes somebody needs to tell these stories. And tonight, I will give you one of those stories. In 2016, the Mayaro Regional Corporation was a marginal corporation. We used to win that by the pulling of straws. Dr. Moonilal reminded me yesterday, he was like, boy, we was like a snow cone man, pulling straw. Because that is how you used to determine who won the Mayaro Regional Corporation, because it was so marginal. The PNM had 3 solid seats. The UNC only had 2, and one was dicey. In 2016, with a new MP, Dr. Moonilal would leave San Fernando, instructed by the political leader to go down to Mayaro for us to win. 2016, we won the Mayaro Regional Corporation because of the work of Kamla Persad-Bissessar and Dr. Roodal Moonilal. In 2019, when our councillor in that marginal seat passed away during the election, the political leader called Dr. Moonilal and I one night, and she said, I received an email from the MP from Mayaro telling me that he's jumping on a plane and he's going to Washington. What will happen? We could possibly lose that seat of that corporation if we do not have strong leadership down there. It was MP Khadija Amin on one side of Toko Sandy Grandi, myself, Barry Padarath, on the night with political leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar guiding the process, that every single day we went down to Mayaro to bring home that regional corporation. We never sought to abandon our party in the most difficult of moments, brothers and sisters. And that is why I can tell you tonight about the testimony of the type of leadership we have in Kamla Persad-Bissessar. I can tell you with certainty, when we were not in our own seats and not in our own regional corporations, we were in San Fernando West, strengthening that seat, being able to bring it home in the local, that for the general, we will bring home San Fernando West, we will bring home Tunapuna, we will bring home Grandi, we will bring home St. Joseph. Just on Sunday, my brother Saddam Hussein joined MP Michelle Benjamin and myself in the Lengua Indian Walk District, leaving other areas of the country where we could have been canvassing and campaigning. We ensured that we put Team UNC first out there supporting Nicole Gopal for Lengua Indian Walk and Sarah Sukhdev for Mon Diablo. Brothers and sisters, I heard one of my colleagues say a few days ago something on the platform, and it hurt me to the core. And I want to tell that colleague, when you open your mouth, have a little bit of damn respect. And I'll tell you why. When you were groveling for the seat in 2020, she was honorable political leader. She was boss lady. Today you're on a platform with the most disrespect and vile tone, calling her Kamla like Kamla is your friend. I want to tell you, Kamla is not your friend. And if you take God out of your thoughts and think Kamla is your friend, well, certainly with friends like you, she don't need enemies. I heard another one saying Kamla feel he hungry. I want to tell him tonight, it was not Kamla that said you're hungry. It was Prime Minister Keith Rowley who said you sold your country for a place of food. Eating with a racist called Marie Le Pen when he served as United Nations ambassador. Tonight I ask my colleagues, where's your voice for those people? Where is your voice against the PNM? we are focused that our enemy is the People's National Movement and not each other. Stop fighting down the star team and your leader, because come June 16, Kamla Persad-Bissessar will still be the leader of the United National Congress. Ladies and gentlemen, there's another issue that I want to raise with you this evening as I wrap up. And it has to do with the issue of the Lengua Indian Walk and the seat in Quina Mon Diablo. And in Lengua Indian Walk, we won that seat by one vote. One vote. Kivan, could you put up the slide on the screen? It's on the screen. And that is a sample of what that vote looked like. It is the actual ballot that is in question. And the EBC rejected that ballot even though it was clear what the intention of the voter was, which was to vote for the United National Congress. At the back of the ballot, through no fault of the UNC or the UNC's candidate, the EBC official did not initial the ballot. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, when you go to the polls on Monday, June 17th, and you get that ballot in your hand, make sure you turn it left, right, upside down to ensure that the ballot is initialed and due process is followed. We won the seat of Lengua Indian Walk, but because of the treachery, the foolery of the People's National Movement and their cohorts in the Elections Boundaries Commission, you cannot take it for granted. We want you to be vigilant. As we go out there and we campaign the next few days for Sarah Sukhdeo in Quina Mon Diablo and Nicole Gopal in Lengua Indian Walk, I want to remind you as I close of a few words that was given to us in a speech in 2017. In 2007, not 2017, 2007. And many of you will recall that speech in Mid-Center Mall when she told us. She said, Kamla is a woman who gets knocked down, but she will always get back up for her party and for her country. Tonight I ask you, will you stand with Kamla Persad-Bissessar and the United National Congress? Will you stand with the star team? Will you stand for decency? Will you stand for morality in public affairs? Will you stand for the great party that is the UNC? Brothers and sisters, I ask you to stand with us tonight. Stand with us in Barrackpore. Stand with us in Tunapuna. Stand with us in San Fernando West. Stand with us in Chaguanas West. Stand with us in Mayaro. Let us win. Let us beat them. Beat them. Beat them. And as Dr. Moonilal says, when we don't beat them to a frazzle, we also beat the frazzle. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you. Long live the UNC. Long live Kamla Persad-Bissessar. I thank you.
Thank you very much, MP Barry. And I don't want us, Barrackpore, to lose that energy. Keep the energy going as we bring on one of our winning stars as International Relations Officer, a former Commonwealth Youth Ambassador and former UTAM Chairman, Mr. Nicholas Morris. Another winning star, Barrackpore, as our Education Officer, MP Ravi Ratiram. Barrackpore, our third winning star, as Vice Chairman, Mr. Hamlin Jailal. Bring him on, Barrackpore.
I'm gonna give you my heart.
Our fourth winning star, as Treasurer, Alderman Viliana Rambuta Singh.
Cause you're a sky full of stars.
Barrackpore, as we bring on our fifth winning star, as Election Officer, welcome MP Arnold Ram. And our sixth winning star, no stranger to none of all of us. Bring on MP Khadija Amin as our Northeast Regional Coordinator.
I'm gonna give you my heart.
And Barrackpore with our winning star as Chairman. Help me bring on with a round of applause MP Davendranath Tancoo.
'cause you light up the pond.
Thank you very much.
I don't care, go on and tear me apart. I don't care.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome the current MP for Moruga Tabelon, Michelle Benjamin.
Look at the stars.
She previously served 2 terms as a UNC councillor for the Hindustan St. Mary's constituency and chairman of the Moruga Tabelon Executive Constituency. She's an active member of the Baptist community and is affiliated with a number of non-profits, non-government organizations, and youth groups. She was raised and educated in this area, having attended Cowan Hamilton and the Southern Community College. She obtained a diploma in computer sciences from the School of Management and Accounting and a Bachelor of Science degree in environmental and natural resource management and biology from the University of West Indies. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome my MP, MP Michelle Benjamin.
Oh, you look at the stars.
Thank you, Councillor Lima.
Shine for you.
Good night, Barrackpore. Good night to my esteemed political leader, the Honorable Kamla Persad-Bissessar. Councillors, executive members, and our star team, the winning team. And of course, the constituency of Moruga Tabelon, and we're here tonight in Barrackpore. Now, I must make mention of this, although it was mentioned before. 9 years ago tomorrow, this school was commissioned by the former MP, one of my mentors, the Honorable Mr. Clifton Dikoto, and former Councillor Philip Gonzalez. This school was opened because UNC delivers. Ladies and gentlemen, since the commissioning of this school, what was built in Barrackpore? Nothing. Nothing for the last 9 years. We stand at a crucial point in our nation's history. We stand on the precipice of a new era, where technology and a fast-growing economy is what most countries and even our neighboring Caribbean islands, even our neighbor Guyana could attest to. But conversely, we are weighed down by the dark reality of a PNM government gone rogue. They have gone rogue because they don't care about us and they do not hold themselves accountable. But we have to bring them to account for the errors and the wrongdoings of this government. This current government has to be removed, and the United National Congress have to return. Tonight, let us look at Lengua Indian Walk. Now, this is a district, as stated by my parliamentary colleague and my neighboring MP, who I share this electoral district with, stated that the PNM thieved the vote. This was robbery in broad daylight, as he showed you that UNC ballot. But I want you to rest assured that the residents of Lengua Indian Walk cannot wait for the 17th of June to make Nicole Gopal the United National wicked and evil PNM government. Indian Walk will be stamped with United National Congress come the 9th of June 17th. And it would not be by the margin of 1, but it will be a landslide victory. If you remember that I would have called them out on political water, and I have to mention water here tonight because we are in Barrackpore, and my constituents will tell you that there are days, months, weeks, no water. But in Samuel Cooper, WASA is putting in pipelines. I am the member of parliament for Murga Tablan. I could tell you of areas like Khorasan and Platanit that don't have pipelines. But in the name of winning an electoral district, WASA is being a political toy for this current administration. But little do they know, again, the message will be sent on June 17th that Lengua Indian Walk belongs to the United National Congress, because we know about fair governance. We know about equality for all. We remember when Kamla Persad-Bissessar ran Trinidad and Tobago, that we didn't have to wait 3 months for water in our pipelines. It will shake the belly of this evil PNM government. It will put them in the back of the class, as they say, because this election will signal that the next general election in 2025, that the United National Congress will reclaim Trinidad and Tobago, and that we will know what good governance is. Our children will benefit from jobs. Right now, in my constituency, what we know about are bad roads throughout the electoral district of Lengua Indian Walk. Sadat Road, a contractor started 2 years ago, and I dare say here tonight, because he's a friend of a government minister, that project is at a standstill. Lengua Road, John Lendo, why is that contract at a standstill? Again, another contract awarded to a PNM financer. But I tell you, we will hold them accountable. This government must be held accountable, and June 17th is the start of that. Let us dive a little deeper into what is taking place. In my constituency tomorrow, I'm telling you, housing grants will be given out to the who's who of Lengua Indian Walk. But no matter how much housing grants they give out, no matter how much self-help or HGC improvement grants that is given, I want to tell them again, who is winning Lengua Indian Walk? Who is the next councillor of Lengua Indian Walk? Nicole Gopal. So we know that we have to hold them accountable, because they are spending our taxpayers' dollars to campaign with it. But we are not standing for that. This PNM government, they know about using our taxpayers' dollars. I could tell you, in 2020, they commissioned an agro-processing plant. And you know what? To date, little to no agro-processing is taking place. And that was to the tune of $92 million. They installed pipelines in Marak 2018. No water in the pipelines. Laloon, no water in the pipelines. Again, this is how PNM campaign. PNM promises never materialize. They are waiting to commission the fishing facility. And you know when they will commission that? On the doorstep of the 2025 general elections. Wait and mark the date. You feel this PNM government is easy? Let us not forget that this is the same government that took away the laptops. Let us teach them a lesson. Let us return good governance to Trinidad and Tobago. Let us show this PNM government that we are serious about our future. Let us put them on the back seat. Trinidad and Tobago, it is time for us to bind together. The first step is on the 15th. Elect the executive to run the United National Congress, led by the Honorable Kamla Persad-Bissessar. And then, with that victory, we are walking in on the 17th to teach them a lesson that we know what is right governance, and we would elect Nicole Gopal to sit in the Princeton Regional Corporation, where we will get things done in Lengua Indian Walk. I, Michelle Benjamin, the Member of Parliament, fully endorse the STAR team, and the winning candidate for Lengua Indian Walk, Mrs. Nicole Gopal. Thank you.
Look at the stars, look how they shine for you. Everything you do.
Thank you very much. Let's hear it for your Member of Parliament, MP Michelle Benjamin. Honorable political leader, welcome to Barrackpore. My job here tonight is to introduce some of the winning stars. And my first candidate for Policy and Strategy Officer, MP Saddam Hussein. Second, I have one of the shining stars, Deputy Political Leader, Dr. David Lee.
'Cause you're a sky full of stars. I'm gonna give you my heart.
Next, Deputy Political Leader, Senator Jolene John. And Miss Jolene is always running around. Tonight she's here running around once again. My brothers and sisters, our shining star and Deputy Political Leader, a name everyone is familiar with in Trinidad and Tobago, having been a Member of Parliament since his younger days way back in 2001. He has been a Member of Parliament since 2002 in Oropuch and Oropuch East. He is so and please welcome Deputy Political Leader Dr. Roodal Moonilal. Let's hear the roar! Let's hear the roar!
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Councillor Nello. Brothers and sisters here assembled in this massive crowd in Barrackpore, in the worst weather to be seen tonight, I salute you for coming out in your hundreds on this very horrible day of bad weather and traffic. And look how much are here. I feel the excitement, the energy, and I feel victory for the star slate on Saturday, the 15th of June. Honorable political leader, leader of the opposition, the illustrious Kamla Persad-Bissessar and Dr. Gregory Bissessar, parliamentary colleagues, members of the star slate, councillors, well-wishers assembled here, brothers and sisters who are tuning to the various social media platforms, listening to us in Trinidad and Tobago and abroad, we welcome our brothers and sisters in Canada, I.A.N, they pronounce it. We welcome them tonight. We welcome friends across the Caribbean to our meeting of the Star Slate. My brothers and sisters, this meeting comes on a day when if you ever wanted to see the incompetence of the PNM, you saw it today. If you were in Port of Spain on Rice Road, today it will take you 6 hours to get to Barrackpore. It will take you 3 hours to go to Miami. But from Port of Spain to Barrackpore is 6 hours. This is the PNM. A drizzle of rain, a flood, a thunderstorm like today, you are marooned. Brothers and sisters, we cannot take it anymore. Look at what our country has come to. Look at what has happened in the context of crime. All of us at some time, we are victims. We are relatives and friends of victims of crime. Today, there are people, some are getting immune, some are getting numb to even the thought of criminal activity communities to rob you. While that is happening, hinds like Kumkaran is sleeping. While that is happening, Rowley like Marco Polo is traveling. So one sleeping, one traveling. They cannot manage the crime crisis in this country. Mrs. Kamla Persad-Bissessar has outlined policies that deal with stand your ground to give ordinary, law-abiding, qualified citizens the right to have a weapon, a firearm to defend yourself, your family, and your property. We have promoted in the past, and we'll do it again, community comfort patrols, joint army and police patrols, a national operations center, policies and strategies to deal with fighting the most hideous murder and gang violence that has corroded our society. Today, no one is safe. You are not even safe in your home. The sanctity of your home has been violated. And the STAR team is a team that support the policies of Kamla Persad-Bissessar, that support our policies. And when we put ourselves up for election in this team, we support the Honorable Kamla Persad-Bissessar and the Honorable Mrs. Persad-Bissessar support us. I made a point a few weeks ago. I said that the Constitution at Article 28 provides that the role of a deputy political leader is to assist the political leader with the execution of her duties, responsibilities, her tasks. That is the role. So if you are deputy political leader, your role is assigned by the political leader. That is clear. That is in English. It is in the Constitution. One fella on the next slide jump up. He said, look what you're saying. The deputy leader is only to assist the political leader. He said, no, no, no. It have a thing in there that the deputy leader is to take over if the leader fall down. That is what in the head. That is what is in their head. Their role is not to implement policy. Their role is not to deliver goods and services. Their role is not to rescue the country. Their role is to wait for the political leader to fall down. That is what they said on a political platform. And that fellow just posed as a big shot lawyer. I think he's running against Saddam, the policy and strategy officer of the state. And I want to tell you, he has the policy and strategies right, because they went on their platform, they announced that if they win, they build in party headquarters. And the fella, them is fellas who can't give you a bottle of water. They can't give you a bottle of water, but they want to build headquarters and party headquarters. Well, I saw the building. I find the building looking ugly. I find the building looking ugly, if you ask me. It's looking like a backhoe or a tractor or something like that, with something hanging out. So I said, all right. But our brilliant policy officer, apparently he found that this is an exact building in the south of Berlin, Germany, very near to the Temple of Airport. I remembered it myself. I spent many years in Europe, and when they drew that to my attention, I quickly researched the airport, and we found the building. Man, they even thieving a building from Germany. That is it. How much of all you is German here? All you could talk German? Well, I know some of you could talk Spanish, but all you can't talk German. But they went on the map on the Google, and they Google a building and say we go build this building. We should report it to the owner of the building, like sue them for patent or intellectual property or something like that. And I make that point to make now the more serious point. Their political campaign took birth in a misconception. Their political campaign took birth in a misconception. Because they started their campaign and saying, we want election, we want election, we want election, as if somebody postponed an election. As if somebody lock up the date, put it in the vault and run away. We were always going to have elections, but they made that their centerpiece when there was no doubt about elections. So they were misconceived from the very beginning. Today, and Dr. Bodo is agreeing with me heartily, yes, he understands that. He understands that analogy well. Today, Today when they speak, brothers and sisters, I hear all kind of things coming out of their mind. That fella from Mayara, I want to tell you only one time. That fella gone pagal. That's pagal now. That is beyond delusional, it's pagal. Man, even William Shakespeare said, ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Julius Caesar. So, he gone pagal, announcing all type of plans and policy. That fella winning no election Saturday. We will crush them in Mayaro. We will mash them up in Naparima. We will humble them in Tabagate. We will cage him in Shagona's West. And I think we go bury them in Toko Manzanella, wherever, Komoto Manzanella. I just forget the name of that fella, the candidate for the, I forget the name, but I think he running as well. So, brothers and sisters, we are not worried. Look at the team here. Look at the mobilization tonight. You all come out in your hundreds and you're hot like a chula. When they speak again, and I want to pay some attention to them because, you know what I mean, like all lions, I just remain quiet and calm. And even if you pelt a stone at a lion really don't wake up if you pelt him. Eh? But last week I hear in this fella gone on they put something out talking about pussycat and who is lion and who is pussycat. And you know, the fella probably know I am a big fan of cats, you know. So, yes, we have several, we have pet cats and so on. He knows that. And talking about pussycat and lion and so on. And he misrepresents everything he says. He will not tell you that twice in the parliament, Mrs. Kamla Persad-Bissessar called him, welcomed him and said, come, let us talk. What is your concern? And what grievance you have? We can't dream what he thinking about. When we called him to a meeting once, he couldn't come. He said he had another appointment and he had to leave parliament during a sitting, During a sitting, when we said, okay, well, the brother make it today, these things happen. We call again, come, let us meet, let us talk. This time he said he had to go to funeral. Well, his funeral is on Saturday, the 15th of June. It's political funeral. It's political funeral. Waiting for it. But he did not meet. He did not want to meet. And we now know why. Because they were plotting. And he came from the PNM. Kivan, you have that clip, put it up. They have a clip where it was announced for all and sundry, whoever sundry is. It was announced that he was a member of the PNM. When you have it, let me know. And they announced his membership number. Barry Padarath is repeating that number. The number stick in my head. If you ask me my car number, I can't remember. But I remember what is that? 69761. Yeah, a whole day and night this thing in my head. He came from the PNM, admitted that he was a financier of the PNM. He admitted that, brothers and sisters. And they have no shame. Today, watch what is happening. They are not uniting nobody. They are not united nobody. You know who they're uniting? The PNM. Because everybody who endorsing them is a PNM. A fella from Central Trinidad, he bad talking we, bad mouthing we, cussing we for years now. Years now, under the guise of religion and so on, cussing we. He now comes say he support them. But he's PNM, he was in the PNM party with Alwari and Rowley and Stuart Young. And now I have to say, listen, I have to choose my words right, and let me just take a sip of water for that. I should have a lota to sip that water. Because I want to talk about a pundit. I see a pundit on the little screen come up on the social media. And Baba telling people who to vote for, who not to vote for. What is wrong with Baba? He gone pagal too. And there's somebody, I didn't put it up, somebody show a picture of the Baba in a bright PNM jersey. He was in the PNM too. He take off his jersey and put on a dhoti. and pronouncing and prancing around and say who to vote for. We don't want the advice of the PNM on who to vote for. We know who we voting for. All of them. It have a fella in my, near my constituency there. The fella just go from one mood to the next mood. I think he moody. 1 minute he this side, 1 minute he that side. I think he moody. He coming to tell people who to vote for, but he can't vote neither. I tell you, Paragon Pagal. He taking picture with people who can't vote. Huh? He listening to people who can't vote. He got an endorsement for people who can't vote. So what about the UNC members? Huh? That is the UP, the United Pagal. That is what they are. That is what they are. Ravi on the ball there, man. You can depend on Ravi for that. So brothers and sisters, don't fall for that. Don't fall for that, brothers and sisters. They come with other talk about they will lead. You don't know what they're saying? They're saying, don't vote for we can't win. So if we can't win, them could win? Them could win? I want to tell you, last week Friday in the parliament, we went to the parliament, a most important bill, a finance bill dealing with money. Brothers and sisters, last week bill dealing with paisa. Real plenty paisa. 3 billion paisa. And they come for important debate. Who talked last week Friday? Kamla Persad-Bissessar spoke. Dave Tancoo spoke. David, oh God, I was waiting. Saddam Hussein spoke. Rudy Singh spoke. I announced first the opening baton was by Kamla Persad-Bissessar, and it was after 6. People listened to on the end after they say, man, that David Lee, that dragon was spitting fire. Classic speak, classic talk. But where was Mayaro? They didn't talk. Where was talk? He didn't talk. Where was the lady from Tabakit that had to do with education too? She didn't talk. I missed out one of them. Oh yes. Where was that fellow from Naparima? He didn't talk. When the time come, they could not stand up to Rowley. They could not stand up to Imbert. They could not stand up to Dial Singh. In fact, they cannot stand up to the enemy. They were found wanting. And then, come into that. You see, these fellas feel I ain't going to court enough, you know. I have a feeling all you think I ain't going to court a lot, you know. But they were not to be seen. Lo and behold, the parliament come, Imbert wind up ditch on this finance. I say, hey, you clown. Your speech is for in the parliament, not for outside. I say, your speech is for the parliament, it's not for outside. He announcing a big speech. I say, but they cannot stand up to the PNM. And they are saying, vote for us. We will lead. We will win. We could do this. Who could do that? Who? Them? Well, let me tell you something. You're quicker go for a village council team. You might be better off. So don't get fooled. Don't get conned, brothers and sisters. Come out in your numbers. Come out in your numbers. And I want to tell the pundit from wherever you're from, keep the hell out of UNC business for me, please. Stay the hell out of UNC business. And he makes a statement. I want to make a point here. Mrs. Kamla Persad-Bissessar as Prime Minister. And I say this with no apology to no Prime Minister, ever. From Williams come down. No Prime Minister has embraced every religion, every creed, every race, every culture than Kamla Persad-Bissessar. None. And maybe none might ever do. But none have embraced the religion and culture of all. To come and drive this nasty wedge to say Mrs. Persad-Bissessar, don't support this one and don't support that one. It's rubbish, utter garbage. When we were there, I was in cabinet for 5 years. 5 years. Mrs. Persad-Bissessar will still sit down like a school mistress, a teacher, and take off all the groups and ensure we had equity. We had equality, that everyone benefited, regardless of Hindu, regardless of Muslim, regardless of Christian, regardless of Baptist, regardless of racial. She would sit down, and if she sees an imbalance, she will tell the minister, come here. But how come this group here is not getting sufficient help from the state, and we would correct it? I spent hours doing that, tedious hours, and for some clown to come and say, no, we don't like this one, Mrs. Persad-Bissessar don't like that one. That is mischief, it is rubbish, it is misrepresentation, and it is wrong. So brothers and sisters, reject Baba. Reject that Baba. Tell him if he want a CPEP contract, he could ask me. He don't have to do that. So brothers and sisters, my time of course has come to an end, but I wanted to end by indicating to you that this country is in a crisis. It is only the United National Congress can save this country. It is only the star slate that can lead the United National Congress to save this country. So brothers and sisters, on the June 15th, come out in your numbers and vote for David Lee, Deputy Political Leader, Jerlene John, Deputy Political Leader, Dave Tancoo, Chairman, Hamlin Jailal is here, Tanapuna, Deputy Chairman, Saddam Hussein, Policy and Strategy Officer, Ravi Ratiram is running as well, Education Officer, Sean Sobers, Research Officer, Viliana Ramuta Singh, a brilliant lady from San Fernando, Treasurer. Of course, this man who made this commanding and dynamic speech earlier, Barry Padarath as party organizer, Arnold Ram, Elections Officer, Nicholas Morris, International Relations Officer, Khadija Amin, Northwest Rep, Eli Zakur, Northwest Regional Representative, Sister Vandana Mohib, Central Regional Representative, Shanti Budram, Shanti, South Regional Representative, Kerwin Phillip, Tobago Regional Representative. That is your star team, led by the captain, a star herself, led by Kamla Persad-Bissessar. So let us now, brothers and sisters, ensure that we have victory on the 15th, victory on the 17th. Long live the United National Congress, long live our political leader, and long live the good people of Barrackpore. Thank you. And
Are you safe? Do you have better roads? Do you have better education and health care? Do you have water in your taps? So where is this money going? In the parliament, I repeated what I've been saying for some time now, and that is the government is broke. The government is bankrupt. If you're spending more than you are earning, you're bankrupt. And what you do, you run by the neighbor, you do a little susu, try to get a few dollars each week or month with the susu. Then that stops working because you need more. Then you go and buy the drugs like a piper. So they come to the parliament, they approve the money, and where is the money going to come from? They've approved to spend $2.3 billion more, which will mean they would have spent, by the time this fiscal ends in September, $70.7 billion. And where the money gone? That's one side of it. The other side is, where is the money coming from? I told them in the debate on Parliament, I repeated my warning about the government being broke. Well, guess what happened? Rowley had a total meltdown. He threw a tantrum. The only thing he didn't do was cry in Parliament on Friday. And then he started speaking and I am walking out. He said, oh God, don't go. Please don't go. Anybody knows that song? Please don't go, stay. People like me will know that. Younger ones may not. Don't go, don't go. And then the fellow so bold-faced. When Tancoo got up to respond to him, what did he do? As soon as Tancoo got up to talk, he started to run out of Parliament. Started to run because they don't want to hear what we have to say. I want you to listen to this now because I have some very important documents here. On Friday, I told them, be careful what you ask for. Be careful. I warned him when he was carrying on and him but carrying on. When I said, where are you going to get this 2.3 billion more from? You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know about finance and refinancing and so on. You know nothing. I say, I have the document. And here it is. Prime Minister, out of the Newsday on Saturday, reporting what Rowley said in Parliament, Trinidad and Tobago economy has not collapsed. That's Rowley. The article says, the Prime Minister's rejected claims by opposition leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar that the economy has collapsed and government intends to impose a series of punitive measures against the population to raise revenue. The article continues. In her earlier contribution to the debate, Persad-Bissessar claimed Trinidad and Tobago was bankrupt. She read from what she alleged was a finance ministry document that proposed the removal of VAT, added tax, increasing value-added tax, cutting of social programs, and some of the measures to get more revenue, more money. Rowley said the document on which Persad-Bissessar based her allegations did not come from the government. He debunked her claims of an increase in VAT. The article continues, where did the opposition leader get that from? I can tell you without fear of contradiction, nowhere in the corridors of this government that I lead is VAT increase a discussion. Nowhere. You hear lie? That is a big, 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 big lie. A big fat lie. And you remember this is the man who said, if you were closing your fridge door or opening your fridge door, the government is not closing down Petrotrin. This is a man who told this country property tax, no way property tax, and all the other lies. Tonight I want to tell you, I have the document that does not exist. I do not engage in fraud or fake documents. Remember the fake emails in Parliament, upside down? No, it's not. Wrong one. Well, this is also very important, thank you. Okay, here's it. Here's the proof. Cabinet Note 1032 with appendices 1 to 4. Cabinet number 1032. F meaning finance. 2024 148. Finance budget 448. May 21, 2024. This was before the cabinet on May 21, 2024. Well, maybe Rowley don't read his cabinet notes, I really can't tell. And then when it comes one week, it comes back the following week. But hear what this says. Note for cabinet, May 2021, from the Ministry of Finance. The heading, Supplementary Appropriation Act 2024. The matters submitted for consideration of cabinet are supplementary appropriation in the aggregate sum of $2.3 billion to fund urgent and critical recurrent and capital expenditure to September 30, 2024. And continues, the proposed timetable for the passage of the bill through both very existing real cabinet note of the government. And it says at paragraph 47, notwithstanding the need to increase fiscal year 24's expenditure to ensure delivery of essential services to citizens of TNT, government is mindful of the possible effect of such disbursement and its impact on the economy. As such, additional appropriate measures will be taken to ensure that there is no divergence from its existing prudent fiscal management. Continues, as a consequence, further revenue generating measures. You know what generating revenue is? To get money. They want money. They want money like the piper. Those measures under consideration may be instituted at a later date, Appendix 4. It continues, in addition, government will take steps to seek an increase in its overdraft facility at the central bank from 20 to 25% of annual revenue. Saddam, how many times they've done that? Increasing the overdraft? 4. Okay, so they've increased the overdraft before. Remember when they came into office, they said the UNC was running on fumes because of that overdraft? Well, I don't think they even have any fumes left now in that treasury. So they're coming back. They don't even have fumes to run on. At least they had fumes when we left office. So they want to increase the overdraft facility. They will max out that overdraft if they haven't already done so. And when we go to Appendix 4 in this cabinet note, this is what it says. This is where they plan to get the money. And this is where it's going to hit you in your pockets and everywhere else. Because 1, proposed revenue generating measures. Expenditure earned on exempt income, they hope to get $75 million more. So what they'll do, exempt income, they're going to decrease what you can exempt when you're doing your taxes. New tax bracket for high-income individuals, they hope to raise $90 million. New tax brackets for banks, $86 million. Introduction of a tier taxation system, corporation tax, petrol companies, get how much? $65 million. Presumptive taxation, $90 million. I remember rolling Parliament Friday scoffing, what presumptive tax? Look, it's here in your cabinet note. In Appendix 4, it's right here. Go and read the note, Mr. Rowley. Tax amnesty, they hope to get $800 million. Here, this one. Revised penalties to ensure compliance with the Board of Inland Revenue, $20 million. Revised penalties Tax administration. Recruit 100 short-term officers. Conduct a series of compliance exercises to generate immediate tax revenue of $350 million. You know, in 2015, guys, you remember, when they formed the government and we went in, but since 2015, say you're going to hire an army of tax collectors. About 9 years later is the same sad old story. Listen to this one. VAT rate amendment in this cabinet note appendix 7. For every 1% increase in VAT, 560 million VAT revenue is estimated to be earned. An increase in the VAT rate to 15% can result in an additional revenue of 1.4 billion earned annually once properly administered. Mr. Raul, that I didn't make that up, it's in your note. It is in your note that you will be considering instituting all these measures. Income tax. For every 1% increase in income tax rate, 240 million in revenue is estimated to be mobilized annually, raising 240 million by increasing income tax. Corporation tax. For every 1% increase in corporation tax, 216 million in revenue will come in per year. Business levy. Currently, the rate of business levy is 0.6 of sales revenue. For every 1% increase in business levy, $100 million more can be earned. New drug application fees. It is proposed to increase new drug application fee from $750 to $5,000 to harmonize the current fee with the regional market fee, $21.2 million. Potential revenue from the adjustment of electricity tariff rate. At this stage now at the RIC, not sure how much she will get more from that. So total estimated revenue on these revenue earners, $2.7 billion. That's what they estimate more. That's where they'll get the money. That's where they'll get the money. And then it moves further. Proposed expenditure cutting measures. Economic Management Division to advise on World Bank's recommendations on social development programs. Review any social program that may have similar assistance programs with regard to double dipping. So the social assistance programs, when Mbud went and buff up one of the newspapers, they carried his words about CDAP, or the CDAP. We in UNC stand firmly for CDAP. Our citizens need it. We stand firmly, but don't touch it. Do not touch the CDAP. And then on top of that, all their lies, as I say. They have denied everything. Let's see what they will say tomorrow when confronted with this real document in their cabinet, from the cabinet itself. Cabinet note number 1032 of May 21, 2024. There's a lot more in it, but that is what I election year. Coming to give grants all of a sudden. What is it, housing grant? To fix house, what is it? All grants. So they're coming to try to buy your votes here in Linguine and Walk and in Moruga Table. And I say, take all the grants, and when you go to vote, put your X next to the rising sun. Now there's another document, which is the one I held up first, but this is an affidavit on oath from this finance minister, Colin Imbert, in a matter brought by the PSA about the TTRA. This is a copy of that affidavit. An article by Ricky Ramdas in the Express, June 5th. TTRA hits a snag. Appeal court grants injunction until September 2025. And the article says, in an affidavit filed by Minister Imbert, he stated that the TTRA was essential to collect increased revenue. In fact, unless additional tax revenue can be collected, that will come with a fully operational revenue authority, the government will soon be faced with very difficult choices in terms of maintaining what? Current levels of subsidies, grants, free services, and social programs, the minister said. Let me share with you some details from Minister Imbert's words on oath in the courthouse in the, where is this now, Saddam? This is the Court of Appeal. In the Court of Appeal, yeah. Paragraph 22 says, sale of assets, $1 billion. What are they going to sell? Does anybody know? What are they going to sell? You must tell the country. I told you about sale of assets. First you sell your fridge, your stove, whatever. Then you'll end up selling your house. What is the government going to sell to get, as I say, $1 billion? What? Tell the country. Paragraph 23. The Minister Imbert confirms a collapse in the energy sector when he says there is a 35% collapse in gas production. That's where we get money from. Production of gas has fallen by 35%. It's gone to one of the lowest in decades in the history of our country. Paragraph 24. Imbert is warning about a reduction in expenditure unless he increases tax revenues. Understand, you guys? Increase tax revenues. He focuses on the potential reduction in social support and free services. Again, on oath in the Parliament. I read it to you from the Cabinet note. I'm reading to you now from what I say? In his own words, from the horse's mouth. In his own words. Paragraph 27. Imbert admits what I've been saying for a while. Our credit rating is in crisis because of poor management. He also makes it clear there's a desperate need to increase the tax take to prevent downgrading by international agencies. So here it is, straight out of the minister's mouth. And therefore he's calling for aggressive implementation, property tax, higher TNTEC rates, higher WASA rates, NIS increase in NIS contributions already in their hands for implementation. It is in black and white. Out of the Cabinet note I showed you and out of the affidavit. And again, in case you were closing your fridge door and didn't hear me properly, I ask you, go back on my Facebook and listen to the speech tonight for you to find out it is about tax, 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 borrow, 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 and cut from this government. Always remember Email Gate when they lied. Always remember there's property tax and not closing Petrotrin. And as I close, let me get back my heart. The UNC. I want to make something clear tonight. The UNC and the PNM are not the same. They try to put out that propaganda narrative to get people to believe so they can try to win elections. I tell you tonight, the UNC is very, very, very different from the PNM. We have better policies in education. We have better policies in education. Look, this school was built when I was Prime Minister. This is one of the 106 schools that was built under my watch by Minister Tim Gopi Singh. We have better policies in healthcare. Better policies in healthcare. Spite, malice, ill will on the part of the PNM keeps the Couva Hospital closed till this day. We promise to open that Couva Hospital. And the services will be free at Couva. We have better policies in housing. Moonilal, how many houses you built, boy? 7,000 houses built when we were in government. Geraldine John and Moonilal, 7,000. They have not built a single house. What they are doing, they are giving away some of the houses that we build. We have better infrastructure policies in the PNM. Everywhere in this country, every part of Trinidad and Tobago, we were putting in infrastructure, roads, bridges, everywhere. It just collapsed. We put those in need, the vulnerable, the middle class citizens at the top of our agenda. What do? The PNM is different. They give priority to their friends, their family, and their finances. They are different. We are people-centered in our policies. Birth of new businesses, a safer, more secure society, more schools, more economic activity, and a country where opportunities are equally available for all. We are putting in the work by showing you our plans and policies to earn your vote, because we believe the STAR team and the UNC are the best options for Trinidad and Tobago for the next election. I've been sharing some of our plans, and these plans are shared by the STAR team. And I'm sorry, Moonilal, take such a short time. She has spoken a little longer. People thief in our building in Germany. That was the point of showing you, Radon. They were amongst the Radon who found the photograph for us of that building in Germany. But then I saw something else. I saw a meeting, somebody sent it. I really don't waste my life watching those things. They sent me and them fellas like this word pagal, you know what I mean. The United Patriots, right? So they have a meeting somewhere. And you know them fellas try to thief the UNC Facebook page. Did you all know that? They went in using the UNC Facebook page to broadcast their meeting. Sorry, YouTube. The UNC YouTube page to broadcast their meeting. This team, the STAR team, has never ever used the UNC resources to broadcast or otherwise. They have never used it. So they get away, they think they get away with thieving a building in Germany. They're trying to get away with thieving the Facebook, YouTube. Well, they might try the Facebook next, so watch out for it. The YouTube of the UNC to campaign. They have tried. Fortunately, good UNC soldiers saw it and was able to take it down after a certain point in time. So be very careful where we are going on Saturday. We have some plans, as I tell you, economic plans. Lower, instead of raising tax, we are saying lower corporation taxes. No property tax on plant, equipment, land and building. Deregulate and simplify the process for environmental clearance and approvals for new and existing businesses. Pursue double tax agreements with more countries in South America, West Africa, and other Commonwealth countries. Strengthen legislation to protect minority shareholders. Aggressively enhance legislation regarding contract law and mediation. Implement Spanish as a compulsory second language in all schools from preschool level right up. And why do I say that? Not just because there are Venezuelan migrants here. Because right next to us, the whole of Latin America, South America, what do they speak? Spanish. The majority speak Spanish. We should pursue more trading agreements with that side of the world. As a matter of urgency, implement computer technology and software as core parts of our education syllabus. Improve the ease of doing business by implementing quality assurance management systems. Utilize blockchain technology as a way of keeping track of transactions and documentation for asset management. Invest in and expand the Bureau of Standards to enhance their ability to test products. Work with fellow CARICOM members to create new and enhanced trade agreements. We have an economic transformation plan. We have an East-West corridor manufacturing hub plan. These are just some of the plans I share with you. And I do this because, yes, we come here and we talk and we smile and we enjoy the meetings, but we have to know where we're going. We have to know what to do to win the election and to govern. That when we get in there, we must not be stumbling from pillar to post, not knowing what we will do and how we will do it to rescue Trinidad and Tobago. So we'll be sharing again the plans. In this campaign, we have presented over 100 anti-crime measures. Over 100. They have provided not one and want to ask me to come to talk with them. I am not talking with any of them. Not one of them. As Rowley told us when we were in government, we shall isolate them, and we shall go forward and call for the election. Don't talk to me. I wrote him a letter. He said the letter was too long. When last time about anti-crime talks, I wrote a letter. He said, God, the letter was voluminous. Because in that letter I had put in many of our suggestions to fight crime. So that fella not serious. He just wants another mama guy, another papi show. So let's just run them, politically run them out of office and legally run them out of office. They have not come with one policy. Only crassness, abuse, insults aimed at the UNC membership. They have exhibited the lowest form of campaigning we have ever witnessed, and I'm talking about the PNM A team and the PNM B team. The STAR team is about love and loyalty. UNC comes first. The other slate is about ungratefulness, and selfishness. Why else would they try to destabilize and sabotage our great party as we are going into a general election? Why? Why? They're doing these things to help the PNM. I think Barry mentioned it and others, last LG, when people cut deals to help the PNM. The PNM is on the ropes regarding crime and the economy. The other slate has not a single anti-crime policy. They don't come at this hour. They can't come now to copy the STAR team policies and programs. Remember, they may try. I think they already tried, one of them saying, yes, they support something and don't support this. Hey, too late. Too little, too late. I support stand your ground law. Stand your ground law. I support home invasion laws. The other team does not. The STAR team supports home invasion law. I support easy access to legal firearms. The other team does not. The STAR team supports access to legal firearms. Tonight I call upon you again. Support the STAR team who want to give you legal firearms. They want to give you lawful rights to defend your home, your property, and your family. Wherever it may be, they want to give you. The STAR team and the UNC stand your ground laws. And now, just like the PNM, I said they have no plan in the other slate. None. Like the PNM, they're running an infantile campaign based on PNM propaganda. If you listen to it, their entire campaign is a word salad. What's a word salad? A word salad is a confused mixture of seemingly random words and phrases. No plans, no policies, and no ideas. They're hurling abuse and insults at the faithful UNC membership. One said membership in the UNC lacks integrity. Another called our membership cowards. Cowards. You see this crowd here tonight? Are these cowards in the UNC? Stand firm. Stand strong. These same dissidents, the same people who when the PNM, as Rudy told you, ball on them, they hide behind my dress tail in the parliament. They hide. They hide. They don't come out to fight for you. Yes. Last Friday in the debate, not one of them contributed. They always hide. When it's time to look at the government, across that floor, look down. I don't know if they're so afraid of the PNM, or there's a suggestion that they are working with the PNM. I lead my troops inside and outside of Parliament, from the front. I have never backed down from a fight with the PNM. None of these dissident MPs has ever made any memorable contribution in Parliament. You can remember anything they ever say in Parliament? The only thing I remember is they spoiled their ballot when time to vote for the president in the presidential election. 3 of them spoiled their ballot. Spoiled their ballot. What childish behavior is that, and you want to lead this great party? None of them. And now they're calling our members cowards. But for years, the same weak dissident MPs, they have been hiding from you and in the Parliament. They cannot talk in Parliament. They're always running and hiding from the PNM. If we always have to protect these weak dissidents from the PNM, how will they protect you? They cannot do it. Many of you have worked hard. You've studied hard. Your personal virtue of family values has always been to maximize your potential. You're very ambitious. I ask you this tonight. Do you feel more secure today than you were 9 years ago? Are your assets more secure today than they were 9 years ago? It is unreasonable to ask yourself, why must I pay property tax? Why? Why must I pay online tax? Why must I pay VAT tax, income tax, road tax, tire tax too, and soon inheritance tax, all under the PNM? Ask yourself, it is normal now for you to accept that shot in the head. Could be kidnapped, could be raped, anywhere, anytime in this country. Is that normal in any country that has a respect for law and order and for justice? You have educated yourselves well. You pay attention to reasons these people give for their decision making. And when you hear PNM's reasons, why you now must pay property tax, why they can't stop you from being murdered or raped as a reasonable person, we always say and ask, why must I be making sacrifice after sacrifice after sacrifice, and the government is not working? Not working. This by-election here, Lenguenian Walk, Queen Anne, Mandiablo, reject the PNM, run them, politically run them, put the UNC candidates into those seats. And when the PNM comes to campaign, ask them about property tax. Ask them about where we get any water, no water. Ask about increasing electricity rates, increasing tax, bad roads, high crime, 4% for working people. Ask them about that. And they will not be able to answer you because they don't want to pay those things either. It will hurt them. It will hurt everyone in this country. Tell them you are voting UNC all the way, Lengua Indian Walk. Tell them you are voting UNC all the way in Quina Mondiablo. I close now. I know I've been a bit serious with you tonight, but it's important because the government narrative and propaganda, lie upon lie upon lie. The UNC is a party built from the ground up. Those who have been in this party long enough know, they know that. Khadija, Arnold, Nicholas, Moonilal. Did you know Moonilal was the first youth officer of the UNC? The first youth man. First youth man. Tancoo with the modern Arangwes. Barry, all on the star team. They came up from the ranks. And if you give me a flyer, please, because I don't want to call someone and leave out the rest. I want to call all on the star team. So you know what you have to do on Saturday. I asked for one, Mr. Saddam. Thank you. Roodal Moonilal, I told you, the first what? Youth man. David Lee has been with us from the way back when. In early days, David Lee worked with us with the MIC, with several of those, where is he? Remind me, please. Together with the Minister of Tertiary Education at the time. Jill and John, leave Jill and John alone. I'm telling Gary Griffith to leave Jill and John alone. She's an elected deputy of her party, and on Saturday she will again be elected as DPL. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. Don't take our kindness for weakness. None of you. Leave her alone with all your scandalous words. Jill and John, when I first went to Parliament in 1995 with Mr. Pandey, Jill and John was a minister of the then UNC government. Did you know that? So she ain't no Jenny come lately. She's been with us before. Tancoo in the mud and rain in Arangwes. Hamlin Jailal, boy, you have been in Tunapuna from ever since I know you. Working on the ground. Saddam Hussein joined us as soon after he graduated, but he supported us, and then we gave him what? The Senate MP. He too has been on the ground. Ravi Ratiram, oh God. Ravi Ratiram in this party forever. And people like Ravi Ratiram and Arnold Ram, two stalwarts of our party. When you leave here, you know what they're doing? Packing chair and cleaning floor. Nothing is too humble for them. They have worked up the ranks of this party and given service to the party. Both Ravi Ratiram and Arnold Ram. Sean Sobers fought for us in San Fernando West, solely of our party. Viliana Ramotar Singh. Vili has been with the UNC as long as I can remember. And before she was there, her mother was UNC as well. Thank you, Vili. Barry Padarath, Peppermouth himself, has been on the ground working. Nicholas Morris reminded me how long he has been with the UNC from way back when. I talked about Khadija, poor Khadija, how much differenting this child is. She was the youngest councillor in Tunapuna. She was the first woman chairman of the Tunapuna Corporation. Women's Arm. The girl went to jail for the UNC. You all know that? Give her a round of applause. And that UP team want to come to challenge this team. Eli Zakur, loyal, dedicated soldier up from the west. Vandana Mohit, oh God, well, she's another one. Start from the local government level, from the council to mayor and now to brilliant MP. Give her a round of applause. Kenwin Phillip, Kenwin boy, I hear you are youth officer too. In the days when he was a youth. Kenwin Philip with this party will the way. Shanti Budram. Councillor. They love Shanti because they said the Shanti Brigade, because wherever Shanti goes, dozens and dozens and hundreds follow behind us in the UNC Brigade. I love you too. We all love you. Come from on top and parachute down. It don't work so. You must work from the ground up. You must work from the ground up, not come from the sky. Not come from the sky. Not going to happen. Not a single policy to improve the party or the country. Every member of the STAR team has been out there. So did we see any of these dissidents helping you in Lengua Indian Walk? Not even one day. Not even a phone call. Gautam, what about in Queen Amon Diablo? Any help? Keston and the others? Nothing, nothing. Membership to vote for you, to put you in charge? No way! Will not happen. Those MPs never had to fight an election one day in their life. You know why? Because you, the UNC, fought for them. You, the membership, gave them a gift. You, the members, walked and talked and pulled out people and campaigned and put out your money, time, so they could win their seats. Now, they will not even help our own UNC candidates. Barry told you what one did, jump on a plane and go on in the mirror of a local government election. But the other one from up the east, Kenwin, remember? For the whole local election, when was that? Last year? 2023. Last year, that man absconded the MP for Kumoto. Now wants to be what? Deputy leader. Boy, that and God's face, you will not see. I'm asking you, should we allow those who do not do the groundwork to come up? Should we give them a chance to lead this party? And says no. Which one can fight for UNC seat on their own and win? None. None of us. Because a party is greater than us, and we are the party. I am thankful every day for the gift that you have given us, the UNC members. My heart is always filled with love and gratitude for our loving UNC supporters. This party is everyone's party. The UNC is bigger than all of us. The UNC was built for everyone in TNT, and I say tonight, everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome. That is why we represent everybody equally without fair favor. And I want to make it very clear. I will not be controlled by anyone except the membership of the UNC. There is no reason for extremist behavior in the UNC. There is no reason for that kind of blindsided. Dr. Mullah spoke about it. There is no reason. I love everybody in this, my country. And I love my country. And Moonilal mentioned that other cabinet members will remember. Every year, every celebration, we took care of the flock of every religion. So when it was Diwali, we helped everyone. When it was Eid, we helped anyone. When it was Christmas, we helped everybody in every single way. So one thing you cannot call me, you cannot call me a bigot that I don't like you and I don't like you. I love all of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. We are UNC and we are. We are UNC and we are. We are UNC and we are proud. The other side cannot be UNC and proud because they don't love their party enough. They cannot be UNC and proud if they you know what? Bad talking everybody in this party. They can't be UNC and proud because they're spreading PNM propaganda to destabilize the party. We are united as one team, with one leader, with one mission, with one party to win government whenever the election is called. Today I urge you again on Saturday, come out in your numbers. Vote for the star team. UNC family, are you ready for government? And you know what? This time there will be no COVID. No COVID pandemic to save the PNM. They cannot make up any excuse to be on TV putting fear in the population every day. And there is no COVID pandemic to say they cannot bring election observers. Bring in the election observers for the next election. Bring them in. This election will be about band, meet band. Face to face. No mask, no COVID, no fear. UNC plans and policy will meet PNM propaganda. UNC leaders will meet PNM non-leaders. And the UNC will bring victory to you. And I close, as I always do, with great love in my heart. You have had leaders before me. You will, of course, have leaders after me. But you will never, ever, ever have a leader who loves you as much as I do. May God bless you, and I thank you very much.